Behind me stands a castle. It was built by my father 30 years ago, and then abandoned, locked in time. But 9 months ago, I decided to bring it back to life. I had no money, no skills, and no resources. The only thing I had was faith. I started sharing the journey on Instagram and TikTok, over 60 short videos, and in just 9 months I went from 0 followers to collaborating with major brands, from absolutely nothing. Most of you haven't seen those 60 episodes, and that's okay, so I'll put them all together, every step, every moment, into one complete video. So now, whether you've been here since day one or you're just discovering the story, you're fully caught up. This video is different. This is the full story, from A to Z, so that before the new season begins, you understand exactly where I started, how far I've come, and where this castle stands today. It all started with one tiny room. Actually, the smallest room in the castle. My goal was simple: learn the basics of construction and create a cozy little corner where I could live while restoring the rest. But water was leaking from the ceiling, so I went up to investigate. And what I found was insane. The drain was so clogged, a pine tree was growing inside it. The water had nowhere to go, so I pulled the tree out with my own hands and cleared the drains. Slowly, step by step, I started fixing the room. I plastered the walls, painted the ceiling. My brother's wife helped with the digital design for the room. My friend helped bring it back to life. We built a drywall frame, installed LED strips, and used decorative plaster, and created a rounded frame for the curtains, also with the hidden lights. The idea was to make it look like the sunlight was glowing through the fabric. And just like that, the ugly storage room turned into a cozy sanctuary. Now I know what you're thinking. Why modern design in a historic castle? Fair question. The answer is simple. I needed a cheap, functional workspace to learn the basics. Don't worry, the rest of the castle will be restored in its original style. But there was one huge problem. 15 years ago, thieves broke in and stole all the copper pipes. There was no water, none. So I hired a specialist. They drilled a well 20 meters away from the castle. That meant I had to dig a trench by hand, and I did. Then the specialist laid the pipes, and finally water entered the building. I hired a plumber to install the first working toilet and a sink on the first floor. I was overjoyed. After 30 years, the castle finally had running water and the bathroom. But the problems didn't stop. Remember the guardhouse? It burned down 20 years ago. The fire damaged all the wiring on the first floor. And every time I turned on light or two appliances, the breakers would trip. Most of the wires were bare. I had no idea what switch controlled what. I needed an electrician. But every electrician who saw the castle gave me a crazy price. They saw an old castle and smelled the money. Then something beautiful happened. The Instagram community started growing. People began donating. And thanks to you, I finally had the budget to fix the electricity. When people started supporting me, I wanted to find a way to honor them. Not just online, but physically. So I began writing their names on one of the castle walls, by hand. A wall of gratitude. A reminder that in the hardest, most uncertain beginning, these people believed. And when this castle finally opens its doors, their names won't just stay on the wall, they'll stay in its history. Every single one of them will receive a discount on their stay. It's my way of saying thank you. If you want your name to be on this wall too, if you want to be a part of the story forever and get your discount when the castle opens, you can support the project right now. The link is in the description. Every donation, no matter how small, helps us move forward. And your name will stay here for as long as this castle stands. Many electricians came, but some quoted insane prices. Others said it was impossible, that everything had to be completely replaced. But I didn't give up to their skepticism, I kept searching. And then I found Alexei, a real master. Slowly but surely we restored the burned wiring. We rebuilt the electrical panels, we figured out which switch controlled what. We installed new switches and sockets on the entire first floor. It took time, but we did it. We even replaced the old massive circuit breaker in the basement.
защищать советское наследие, блядь.
With a new compact one, and finally light returned to the castle. I started working on the different parts of the castle myself. I installed a wrought iron railing on the balcony, French style. I cleaned it. Plastered it. Painted it. Sealed the floor. And planted a beautiful flowers. It went from total neglect to this. I loved learning by doing, watching the castle finally wake up. At the entrance, Alexei and I laid the cables and installed the beautiful chandeliers. They gave the entrance a warm castle-like glow. By now, you're probably wondering, why was this incredible place abandoned for 30 years? When my father built it, he had multiple businesses. He had the financial power to build the structure. But after construction, only the interior and few exterior details remained unfinished. Then, life got busy. His business demanded attention. And when he finally had time, the money was gone. The dream was paused. Most of the wooden windows, made with old-school craftsmanship, were installed during construction. But in some rooms, there were just wooden frames covered with a plastic film. Cold air poured in. So I bought the cheap mismatched windows just to seal the gaps temporarily. My philosophy was simple. Restore the castle on a budget, make it self-sustainable, and let it start generating income, and reinvest every penny to finish it the way my father dreamed. I started plastering walls inside, restoring wooden elements. I also cleared most of the drainage system. It was clogged with dirt, mud, and pine needles. But there was still no hot water. Thanks to your donations, I bought and installed a boiler. And then came the big moment, the first ever shower room in the castle. The plumber ran the pipes, I built a wooden frame for the floor, cut the boards, and laid them down. Then a young designer from Greece reached out. She wanted to help with the digital design for free. Her goal? Keep the old soul of the room, but add freshness and function, and she nailed it. I thought tiles were too expensive, and I had no idea how I would afford them. But that didn't stop me. I kept moving forward. I treated the floor with a waterproofing liquid and poured the screed, preparing it for the day solution would come. And then a miracle happened. A local company, Eurofleeces.lv, offered to help. They donated 2 pallets of high-quality tiles. I didn't trust myself to lay them, so I hired an unprofessional worker, and it was a big mistake. He laid the tiles, but the floor was uneven, wobbly, terrible. I even tried to fix it myself. Failed. Then Alexei, the electrician, stepped in. He looked at the work, smashed it all with a hammer, and said this is unacceptable. We agreed on a price, and he started from scratch. And just like that, the first shower room was complete. All it needed now was furniture. But the surprises didn't stop. Remember those ugly temporary windows I installed? Logi24.lv contacted me. They offered help. They came, measured, and 1 month later, brand new Rehow triple pane custom arch windows were installed. a window and a door in 2 rooms. At the start of the journey, to be honest, I never imagined something like this could happen. Yes, the style is modern, but we can fix that later with decorative trim. The important thing is they are brand new, high quality and expensive. Winter was coming. We couldn't afford to restore the full heating system yet, so Alexei and I installed 4 doors on the 2nd floor. It wasn't about the insulation, it was about officially closing the season. 9 months, no big budget, no massive team, just faith and hard work. And look where we are today. This is the progress we've made together. Tens of thousands of you have been following this journey. Companies started reaching out. People sent donations, wrote comments, liked, shared, and supported me every step of the way. And I want to say thank you to every single person who watched, who believed, who sent a kind word when I was tired and ready to give up. Your support carried me through the hardest days. I see it, I feel it, and I will never forget it. Now you know the full story, how it started, how it's going, and exactly where we stand today. You have the full picture. If you made it this far, please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, it really helps. And I see you in the next episodes.